This is India Today's War Room, where we've created a conflict tracker. New pictures, new analytics, and new graphics. Essentially, what we're trying to do here is break down for you how the Israel-Hamas war is unfolding. So let's get started by giving you a bit of historical context and explaining the geographical location of each part. Starting off with the conflict zones right here. Now, Israel has troubled neighborhood, and here's why we say that. The yellow here is Israel. On the north is their neighbor Lebanon. Then you have Syria, you have Jordan, and you have Egypt in the south. The red here is West Bank. The small green strip that you see here, that's Gaza. Now let's focus on the north of Israel. What do we mean by troubled neighbors? Well, all's not well between Israel and Lebanon. There are serious concerns of Hezbollah making the most of what's happening and striking from the north. And Israel can't afford to take that chance. The top biggest cities, you look at Haifa, Tel Aviv, Nazareth, Jerusalem, where Ashutosh Mishra is reporting from, all of these are close to Lebanon. So any of these locations can be on Hezbollah's, on Lebanon's target list. That's a big concern. Then, of course, there is the big challenge in the south as well. Military movement to the north, but maximum military movement along this stretch. It's here that you saw the maximum impact of the Hamas carnage. All of these provinces of Israel very, very close to the Gaza Strip. India Today's Gaurav Sawant is at Sedrot, so he's very, very close to the Gaza border. He's been getting you those updates as well. We've ensured that every part of Israel is covered, all of the conflict zones. These are the areas that face maximum of the airstrikes, and it's in these particular parts where the kibbutz is based, where the small settlements are, that you had also Hamas terrorists infiltrating and getting into Israeli soil. Now let's also take this forward and explain briefly, historically, what's happened here. On our conflict tracker, let's tell you all about the changing maps right now of how Israel, and at least this territory, this piece of land has looked from 1917 to today. The green is Israel. The yellow is Palestine. And if you're wondering why in 1917 there's no green whatsoever, that's because at that point Israel didn't exist. This entire patch of land was all yellow, essentially all Palestine. It changed in 1947. The UN partition plan came to the fore. Cities like Haifa, Tel Aviv, all of that became Israel. So the green here denotes Israel, the yellow Palestine, as I mentioned earlier. Come to the present, and you look again how things have changed. So that's because of several accords, several plans that have come to the fore. Now, interestingly, as per the present situation, as per the Oslo Accord, the West Bank is administered in three parts. One is Palestinian autonomy. Second is administered by the Palestinian National Authority and Israel. The third, exclusively administered by Israel. So these are essentially how you understand the Israel-Palestine conflict and why there's been so many issues in this particular area. Let's focus now on what's happening in the present. Let's tell you first about who is supporting Israel right now with what's happened. Now, after the Hamas brutalities and the carnage that played out over the weekend, many countries have condemned what happened to Israel, including us, including India, taking a stand. Israel's biggest ally, the United States, has not just condemned what's happened, they've also sent across military aid to Israel. Then you've got countries like Canada, like Australia, Norway, Germany, UK, France, all backing Israel. Importantly, the UAE also is backing Israel here. So those are the countries supporting Israel. We've given you a bit of historical context also that explains the current conflict and the showdown between Israel and Hamas terror group.